Hey, what's up? Today is Tuesday the 23rd of July. I've completed 11 flights now, 3 flights in the circuit, and the progress is coming along very nicely. Father above, thank you again for providing me with everything that I've been able to utilize to the best of my ability. Thank you for providing me with my opportunities and the progress I've made so far. Everything I do in that plane, Father, let it be able to glorify your name, Father. Thank you so much for continuing to protect me and guide me through this journey. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So today we did a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was mastered. A lot of stuff had some more work to do. And mastered being a figure of speech. A summary of today's circuits: we did 2 rejected takeoffs, 1 flapless landed, we did 2 forward slips, we did 2 go-arounds, and we did 3 simulated engine failures. Now, one of those go-arounds was during the forward slip, and the next one was during the engine failure, which I guess is a good thing. It was a simulated engine failure, because if we couldn't go around then we might have been in trouble. But yeah, let's get down to the first thing, which was the rejected takeoffs. So I put in a lot of practice on the simulator in between my flights, so I could make sure I drilled in the steps to performing a rejected takeoff. So I know off the top of my head now: power to idle, flaps come up, brakes, and pull back on the yoke. That's it. And it paid off today. I wouldn't say I mastered it, but I'm definitely a lot more competent at it now than before, to the point where today we only had to do 2 rejected takeoffs before my instructor was satisfied. So I think in terms of progress, that's out of the way. Now, we had 3 normal landings today. So we had the 3 normal landings before going into the special procedures, and they were a good warm-up. Again, I mostly need to just hold the nose up more in the flare, but other than that, the normal landings were normal. For the flapless landing now, the flapless landing was actually my best landing today, believe it or not. And it was a very good flare. I held it quite well, and we were able to touch down nice and smooth. I just need to remember that, of course, flapless landed, so I need to be keeping a slight nose up attitude while we're descending, because if we don't have that nose up attitude, we have no flaps to give us any drag, so we're going to start slowing down a lot. Speeding up a lot, sorry. And now we had 2 forward slips. One of them was a forward slip into a landing. The next one was actually a forward slip into a go around. That one was a planned go around, and later on you find out how the second go around wasn't actually planned. The only feedback I could remember off the top of my head, I just need to look out for whether or not I'm land the runway during the forward slip, and as I mentioned, keeping in that extra amount of bank to create more drag. Because before I thought I was just putting in the yaw and just a little bit of bank, but it's actually a lot more bank, so we're actually descending and also having the extra drag, because this is a lot more pronounced than just this. Now, as I mentioned, on the second forward slip, we did a planned go around, and that went smoothly. Again, I just need to remember that during the go around, I need to be as quickly as possible. So when I hear go around, I go in with the full power. I'm pitching up immediately. Well, I'm going in with the full power. I'm expecting to have to hold forward a little on the yoke, because we're trimmed very nose high, so I have to hold a little forward pressure so we don't climb away from our climb speed. And then immediately I'm coming up with the first set of flaps, and then the next set of flaps, and then the next set of flaps, just like if I was flying a slow flight recovery. And also in general, I just need to be making sure that I'm watching out for my altitude. I had a couple of times today where I was exceeding my 800-foot traffic pattern altitude, so I just need to be on the lookout for that and adjust as quickly as possible. But it was mostly a trim issue rather than how quickly I was leveling off. So again, I need to make sure I get a good reference point as to how trimmed I need to be when I'm flying level in the pattern. Now, today we had 3 simulated engine failures. They all went well. I do have feedback for them, but we made it to the runway. There wasn't an instance where I didn't maintain enough glide speed, or I didn't turn in quick enough, or whatever, to actually not end up making the runway. In all cases, I was able to make it back to the runway. The catch now is, when we were coming in for one of those simulated engine failures, we're already below our 200-foot planned go around altitude, but the birds on the runway, on the side of the runway, they actually start flying across into our flight path. So we actually have to end up unfailing the engine and doing an actual go around. That was unplanned, but it was good practice nonetheless. And things like that happen. especially at Tints and Pen, we have a lot of birds. A lot of birds like to hang around the runway, especially in the morning. So you have to be looking out for them. The biggest feedback I had with my simulated emergency landings was that I need to drill the checklist into my head, the emergency shutdown checklist, and I also need to combine getting the glide speed with looking for the airport. What I was doing today, I was getting the glide speed first and then looking for the airport, because of course I'm not actually in an engine failure and I already know the airport's there, so I'm not really thinking to do them both at the same time. But now I know, while I'm pitching up and trimming for my best glide, I need to be looking out for the best place we could land right now, and of course that's the airport right over there, so we need to aim over there and head over there. But other than that, that's just about it for today's flight. Again, the circuits, especially the more it goes on and the more I get more competent at them, the less there is to talk about really. All I can really say is what my major feedback at the end of each lesson was now. And the feedback for today's flight was, one, I'm putting in too much left rudder, both during taxi and in takeoff. I need to remember during takeoff, we have left turning tendencies and they're going to be very pronounced at high power settings, sorry. So I need to be holding right rudder. And I did notice it happening. I was not holding the left, I was holding more of a neutral rudder on takeoff and then applying the right rudder. However, and when I'm holding the brakes and I'm about to release them, I need to already have that right rudder ready. And of course, when I'm actually rotating, I need to not move my feet as much as possible. I need to maintain whatever rudder setting I already have set right then and there. It also came back to haunt me during our turns to crosswind and downwind. I just need to remember that, hey, we're at high power settings, so all I need to do is turn the plane a little, and the left turning tendencies alone will be enough to keep the turn coordinated, essentially. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to continue being a part of my journey to become a pilot in Jamaica. If you have any feedback, queries, comments, leave them down below. My name has been Robert Watson. I'll see you again very soon. Remember to always be improving. God bless.
Yeah. I only tell you the truth. I ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah, I gave my life to God and I'm still ballin'. Ain't nobody that can tell me I ain't all in. Late at night I hear the devil steady calling me. That's when I pray to the Father that he give me strength to fight these monsters.